What is going on, people? Today we're gonna go ahead and do some Colosseum. Now this is actually before I migrate out. My guild actually did migrate out a couple of days ago, but I stayed back in the older kingdom because it was a dead kingdom, and we would have an easier time with Lord's Cup. And as a guild, we actually ranked 33rd, if I don't misremember the actual ranking. So we will get the new little, whatever that's little called, the thing that goes around your guild. I think it's called a banner or something like that. So hopefully we get that pretty soon. I think we should be getting it in the next couple of days. But man, big shout out to the whole guild, especially those that went above and beyond to help us out, because that's gonna look really nice. But yeah, last week's Colosseum wasn't really that interesting. The constellation didn't change much. It didn't really affect many heroes, so there was not really much to talk about. Now this week there is quite a bit to talk about. Now let's take a look at the requirements. Beauties or elf. Boost crit plus 75%, magic crit plus 75%. So basically it's gonna affect both physical and magic, but when you take a look at the actual hero list, it's mainly just going to be for physical. So also pretty interesting to note that Demon Slayer is considered an elf. I would have never thought, because I mean, he's undead. So anyway, let's take a look. All right, so this is the lineup that I currently am using. The reason why I'm using this lineup, there's a couple of layers to this lineup, okay? First of all, you have the 2 assassin combo, which is lethal, okay? Lethal, especially if the opposing team has like a Lore Weaver or a Petite Devil, you know, stuff like that. You're gonna get hurt. Also, a lot of people will also be using assassins against me, so that's why I have Witch Doll as well, because when you have Witch Doll on your team, she brings your whole team's defense up, which is going to be crucial, and she can draw fire away from my Lore Weaver. Win. There is some other viable pieces though, like instead of Witch Doll, you could go Tracker for just even more damage. But as a defensive team, I feel like this would be a little bit harder to crack. Now, let's take a look at the free-to-play options. The main component here is quite clearly going to be Demon Slayer and Rose Knight. I mean, those, but I feel like I can say that about any free-to-play team. Like, this combo right here is just unreal. And then after that, what you can do is you can go a couple of different routes. Right now, you can always add Tracker, because Demon Tracker is always really strong. I don't remember a time where I'm looking at free-to-play team setups for any constellation and I say, Demon and Tracker is probably not a good combo this week. It probably will be, because it's just one of the best free-to-play combos out there. It's one of the best combos, period. And then from there, that's when you have a couple of options. You can go with a healer, like you can go Prima Donna, and you can go with Incinerator. There's a couple of reasons why you want to do this. First of all, Incinerator has a stun at the beginning, and she's going to be getting that magic crit bonus. One thing you will have to look out for though is that this is probably better as an offensive team than a defensive team, because on defense, that Incinerator would be a very weak spot on your team. It's going to be easily taken out by the likes of Demon Slayer, which will be doing more damage this week. But as an offensive team, this can easily be a very good one. But if you run into a Demon Slayer team, which you more than likely will, considering the constellation, I actually wouldn't mind seeing like a Death Knight at the start, because this team right here is just seems to always be solid. But yeah, if you want a little bit more damage, go Incinerator, and trust me, you're gonna have a good time. If you want to be more offensive, then you can take out Prima Donna and add Black Crow, because the combination of Black Crow, Incinerator, and Tracker do massive damage. And if they don't have any like healer themselves, or anything like a Petite Devil or anything like that, then maybe you can take out the Demon Slayer, and then you can add another DPS. So maybe Death Archer. But the one that you would more likely see often is where is he? Trickster. So if you want to go like full offense, this team right here would actually be really good. But let's take a look to see what we got. All right, let's take a look. So this is actually fairly close to what I was just talking about. The only difference is that they do have the Boommeister. I don't want to use this team. So first of all, I want to go ahead and start with my original core, which is going to be Rose Knight, Lore Weaver. That's always a solid core for the most part. I will not be using the assassins here because I don't require them. There's no magic. There's not even a healer out there, so probably not the best. I will tell you this though, Twilight Priestess does take advantage of the constellation this week, and she is pretty much a counter to that whole team because like assassins are usually good against magic users. Priestess is the other way around. She's good against some like physical users. So I kind of like this core, especially because they take advantage of the constellation. Now, what am I missing? They are super hyper offensive, so I want to make sure that I can stand the initial flurry. And the tankiest one that I know is Big Guy. Big Guy, Rose Knight, Lore Weaver composition should be able to withstand their initial burst, especially since Twilight Priestess should take away from one of them at the start. So that will take away their damage. So after that, what am I missing? What am I missing? I feel like I'm missing a bit of damage. So how can I offset that? I could go Petite Devil, but then I'm kind of scared that the Boommeister and Trickster combo would one-shot her from far. So I don't want to really do that because it would be inverted, and that would be a problem for me. So actually, you know which one would make more sense? Witch Doll. Why would she make more sense? First of all, she brings you a defensive boost, like I mentioned earlier, which is great against that team in general. And not only that, her ultimate is going to absolutely destroy them when it happens. So even if they get past the big guy, once Witch Doll's ultimate hit, it's pretty much GG's for them. And she does bring some decent damage. Don't let her fool you. She does some decent damage. So I feel like this team right here should 5-0. Should. But this is why we play it, right? I feel like if Big Guy initially survives that big flurry at the beginning, I should be able to coast. But let's see how it all works out. Alright, let's take a look at Twilight. Who's she going to go after? Trickster. That's huge. His damage being taken out of the equation is huge. Okay. Trickster gets to proc. Doesn't really do much. Trickster is down. Twilight Priestess already did her job. Big Guy is kind of hurting. But if we get this heal... Oh, Big Guy is dead. No, he's not dead. Oh, Big Guy, you are so... See, without the Witch Doll there and that defensive boost, Big Guy probably dies. Now, I still probably would win, but it wouldn't have been a 5-0. So this team right here is a pretty good counter against the very physical teams that you might find this week. This is pretty much the same. Very physical team. The only difference is that they do have 2 tanks instead of only 1. So I feel like this team is actually going to do better against that team because they don't have the damage to threaten the big guy as much. So, but let's see it in action. Let's see. I've yet to be able to show off the assassins, but everybody's running a physical team, so you got to kind of counter it. Again, she goes over to the Trickster, which is exactly what I need her to do. Split their damage up, because if that damage is concentrated, my big guy would have been fried. There goes the Trickster. Once again, it's playing out essentially about the same. I get my heal fairly earlier, and like I said, yeah, once that heal is gone, that's it. It's just gonna be a walk in the park, because I know Death Knight is gonna come back here, but he's gonna come back too late. And that back line is now being targeted by the Twilight Priestess, and they're gonna fall. Yeah. Listen, Twilight Priestess, I know that she's not used a lot, and I would consider her to be in the quote-unquote niche category. But when you use her against the right team, that being a very physical-oriented team, man, does she put in work. I do want to see her against a Demon Slayer, though, because that's where she should usually shine. And speak of the devil, here he is. Although the Don Guapo, Demon Slayer, and Tracker combo might be a little strange. But this is also why I like having Witch Doll here, is because that Demon Slayer should technically go over to the Witch Doll. but we're gonna have to see it. But once a Demon Slayer and Don Guapo jump, Twilight Priestess should be able to go straight to them. I really hope she doesn't go over to the tracker, but let's see their interaction. Does she shut down the Demon Slayer this week? And if she does, she would be a very nice counter to the very Demon Slayer heavy teams that you're going to see this week. So they actually do go to the Lore Weaver, which is not great. Check out how Twilight Priestess is keeping the Demon Slayer over there, though, or at least was. I get my heal off, which is great. Again, she stops Demon Slayer in his track, and that's set for Demon Slayer. Oh my, that's... Oh, you are literally such a queen. I can see why they put you in the beauty category. Once this team doesn't have their Demon Slayer, their damage is neutered. That Don Guapo is a little bit of a problem, though. We're gonna need to do something about it, like right now. Right now. Take care of that Don Guapo right now, por favor. Come on. Yeah. Oh no, that healer is also a problem, because she's a global healer, unlike my Lore Weaver. She is attacking the tracker right now, so if she can take him out, oh, she's gonna take that to the face, but she's not phased. Get it? To the face, not anyway. And she takes out the healer. Oh my god. Priestess, just such an MVP in that match. In general, this week, she might be the MVP. Oh my god, she clutched it out. She literally took out, like, their 3 most important heroes. Listen, without Priestess, I was gone. I was gone. Okay. This is literally the team that I was just talking about earlier. What's the difference? I think the difference is they have Prima Donna instead of, like, a Black Crow. So it's not fully offensive. But again, this team is very reliant on that initial burst. So I don't think that the big guy here is as big of a boost. But you know who would be a nice boost? Freaking Demon Slayer. So, okay, hear me out. I'm going to use Demon Slayer to take care of either the Incinerator or the Prima Donna, or both. And I'm going to use the Priestess to handle either the Demon Slayer or the Tracker. The rest is just gravy, okay? And Priestess would do a fairly decent, good job at protecting my Lore Weaver. So let's see how this goes out. Hopefully me switching to only one tank doesn't bite me in the butt, and my Rose Knight can actually live through it. But like I said, they don't have as much offense as the other ones. There goes Priestess right on the oh, and he gets to jump, but he actually gets to jump to the Witch Doll, which is actually great for me, because she will do a better job at handling. Well, I must have lied, because my team just got absolutely destroyed. You know what the difference was there? That Incinerator. That Incinerator, along that proc from the Incinerator, along with the proc with the Demon Slayer at the same time, was insanely well timed. Now I don't know if they got lucky or if that's just boy oh boy, but let me see, who was that? Dark 9. All right, we're gonna get our lick back. There we go. You know what I actually do want to try now? I want to try a full I want to try my assassin team. That is going to leave my Lore Weaver kind of susceptible to their Demon Slayer, but I'm banking on me doing more damage than them. Plus, hopefully Twilight Priestess can do something about it. Let's go. It's pretty much going to be a damage off, and it's funny enough, my whole team takes advantage of that constellation, and it's a fairly good team because it kind of covers everything. It covers magic, it covers physical. It's not bad. My Lore Weaver needed to heal my Rose Knight there, but I mean, it's not bad. Oh my god. Oh, look at this team going in. Yo, and it's so beautiful because they take advantage of, every single one of them takes advantage of the constellation. That's a wrap. I mean, I know that I'm running Witch Doll right now for good reason, but boy, that team looked pretty damn dominant. But let me see if that was just where the hell's my, here we go. Let me see if that was just a fluky victory. Ooh. See, I don't like to run it against this though, because again, I faced this team already, and I don't like to use assassins against well, no healer, etc. But I kind of do want to see this team in action again. I mean, I know it's not the best against that matchup, but if I'm using it on defense, I want to see how it stacks up against everything else that's running around right now. Let's take a look. I'm curious. I still think that I should win, especially depending on what Twilight does. Who does she jump to? She jumps to nobody. Well, that's not great. Their Demon Slayer literally had no health and went to completely healthy. I want to speak to the manager right now. I still should probably win this though. Did y'all see that though? Oh yeah, I'm still gonna win this easy. I wouldn't say easy, but did y'all see that? That Demon Slayer literally went from no HP to full HP. I want to see them. No, you know what? Let me see the manager. Oh. Wow. Okay. This is a bad team. Not because it's using 3 tanks. Well, okay. Also because of that. Watcher is just terrible. Not a great tank. Not great offensively. I feel like once I take care of that Lore Weaver, their team is just going to crumble. Now, it is definitely a tanky team, but I don't think they can outlast me, especially if their Lore Weaver is dead. But Colosseum is funny that way. Let's see how this shapes up. I am kind of scared of dude. I don't even remember the dude's name. The little warrior guy. I don't know his name that well. He has a lot of stuns, which kind of scares me. But look, their healer is dead already. So what's all these tanks gonna do for you when your healers are already dead? Like what? All this tankiness is gonna do you no good. You have no healer. It's a very flawed team. It's a very flawed team. And look, I'm fully healed. Now I get to get all my procs off. Yeah. There goes Watcher doing absolutely 0 damage. He does live quite a while though. I'll give him that. Watcher's HP is colossal. But when you do 0 damage, you're not useful in Colosseum. You cannot do 0 damage and be useful. I've yet to find a constellation that actually makes Watcher viable over, I don't know, 7 of the tanks that we have available. It's not very good. It's not very good. Alright, let's see. All these people with the whale avatar, that's kind of funny. Ooh. An assassin team, but with all free-to-play. Okay. I don't want to use this team anymore, although I still think it would win. I think it would win. But who do I want here? Honestly, you know what? Honestly, I still kind of think that I should use Demon Slayer. I do think that Demon Slayer is still really strong here. Yeah, I still think he would do well. Yeah. And then the Twilight Priestess Witch Doll combo is just so strong. So let's take a look. We took out Femme Fatale because we're not going up against any sort of healer or magic or anything. But let's see how this does. Go straight to the Demon Slayer. Love to see it. Take him out. Oh, if she would have actually critted there. Again, Demon Slayer somehow goes from 0 to 100 HP. Love to see it, right? Not. Oh my... Bro, how did everybody just die at the same time? Now... Priestess! Don't do this to me, Priestess. Just live. You're a whole queen. Stop it. You're a whole queen. Yeah, that's what I'm talking about. Go get her. Go get her. Oh, hit her with the stick. Oh, yeah. Yo, that was close. Twilight Priestess? Twilight Priestess for MVP. That's all I'm going to say. If you have a Twilight Priestess, please use her. See, this is more of a free-to-play team that you would see. And I once again will switch over to my Femme Fatale. Let's see it. I really like this team in general. And it's funny because they all take advantage of the constellation, but it's still a very balanced team and viable team. Even without the constellation is just gravy, which is how you should always treat constellation. Don't just put heroes together just because the constellation, blah blah blah. Make sure they actually make sense. And in this case, this team actually makes sense and they're good. Look at that Demon Slayer, it's just so powerful. Yeah, there you go. And what's also funny is that a lot of people may not really look into the skills too much, but Twilight Priestess, even if she does go down, a couple of seconds after she dies, she does a bunch of damage in the area that she died in. So because she usually always dies in their side of the field, she's a threat even after she dies. So yeah, I think Twilight Priestess might be the hidden gem this week. If you're not seeing a lot of Twilight Priestess on defense, yeah, I don't know what to tell you. So here's what I'm talking about. Curse of Nox. The Twilight Priestess curses all enemies upon her death, who will take damage after 5 seconds. And it deals almost 7,000 magic damage. If you take a look at how much like a Petite Devil does on her ultimate, 3,400, right? Where's the one that does a lot of damage? Incinerator does a lot of damage on her ultimate, 5,300. So if you compare all their ultimates, right? The only one that would top her, I think, is Tracker, because she does 10,000, right? But we all know that Tracker is just like super burst. But this is comparable. It's up there. So yeah, she's a problem even after death. So yeah, run a lot of Twilight Priestess. Matter of fact, let me go ahead and put her on my defensive team. That's a hell of a team to try to beat. I mean, obviously every team is beatable, but boy, you'd have a hard time, especially if you don't have the heroes. But yeah, let me know what you guys are running this week. What teams are you having problems with? And what teams are you actually going to be trying out? But yeah, appreciate you guys for watching. And until later. Bye.